Enchanted Frames. Chapter 4. The gathering shadows, the city was restless. News of missing people spread like wildfire. Young women, wandering drunks, even a policeman who had last been seen investigating a tip. Each disappearance seemed random, but the pattern was clear. All roads circled back to the shadows of Raghav's world. He barely noticed the panic outside. Inside his studio, he was lost in his own dark sanctuary. The walls were nearly covered with photographs now, each smiling face captured in bright light, each secretly mirrored in the frame as something broken, bruised, or lifeless. His gallery of truths had become a private obsession, but the frame had changed. It no longer waited quietly for him to bring images. Now, it showed visions on its own. At night, while he lay awake, he would see strangers in the mist, faces he hadn't photographed, people he had never met. The glass revealed their hidden fears. A woman crying silently in her kitchen, a man holding a knife too close to his own wrist, a child screaming in an empty room no one could hear. The curse was no longer bound to Raghav's camera. It was feeding itself. One night, unable to resist, he followed one of the visions. A face had appeared in the frame, that of a young college boy waiting at a bus stop near the city's outskirts. The image twisted, showing him later lying in a pool of blood beneath a flickering street lamp. Raghav's heart raced. The frame wasn't just showing him truth anymore, it was giving him directions. He went out in the stormy night with his camera, tracing the empty streets, and there he was. The boy, just as the frame had shown, shivering in the rain. Raghav raised his camera, the shutter clicking softly. The boy turned, startled, but before he could speak, Raghav stepped from the shadows. What happened next was a blur of struggle and silence. When it was done, Raghav stood over the body, his camera dangling around his neck, and felt an overwhelming calm. He didn't need the frame to reveal anything now. He was the truth. When he returned, the frame glowed brighter than ever. But this time, something new appeared. Not a vision, not a distorted face, but a simple dark lines etching themselves
Into the mist like ancient writing.
Raghav couldn't understand it, but it pulsed with energy, as though the frame itself had spoken in a language older than words. That night, he dreamed of the shopkeeper, the same old man who had once told Anaya, "The frame chooses its owner." In the dream, the man stood in the middle of Raghav's gallery, running his hand across the photographs on the wall. His eyes were hollow, his smile thin. "You think you own it?" the man said, his voice echoing. "But it owns you, and soon it will own more." Raghav woke in a sweat, his heart pounding. For the first time, doubt crept into his mind. What if he wasn't chosen? What if he was only the first step? The following week, his fears deepened. The frame began to show visions of others who were drawn to it. Faces of strangers appeared in the mist, staring directly out of the glass, as though they could see him. He didn't know their names, but he knew what it meant. The curse was spreading, whispering to more than just him. Then came the night when he heard a knock at his studio door. Slow, hollow, 3 times. When he opened it, no one was there. Only a package, wrapped in brown paper, resting on the doorstep. Inside was a photograph, not one he had taken. It showed his studio from the outside, the window glowing faintly where the frame sat. And in the photograph, standing at the window, was not Raghav. It was his reflection from the frame, smiling. His blood ran cold. Someone else had seen it. Someone else had touched its curse. The frame pulsed with light, filling the room with a glow so intense, he staggered back. For the first time, the glass cracked slightly, a thin black vein running across its surface. From within the mist, multiple voices whispered together, men, women, children all, blending into a single, dreadful chorus. "We are coming." Raghav stared, frozen, realizing what the shopkeeper's dream had meant. The frame was no longer his. It was preparing to find others, to spread its truth like a plague.
And somewhere in the city, another pair of eyes stared into another photograph, another cursed vision waiting to be unleashed. The enchanted frames had awakened,
And Raghav was no longer its only servant.